Two massive sets of job cuts in the UK. Boots and John Lewis put more than 5,000 jobs at risk. Both blame the pandemic. A serving probationary police officer in London has been charged with being a member of the neo-Nazi terrorist group National Action. The Metropolitan Police said that Benjamin Hanam had been charged with 5 offences, including belonging to a proscribed organisation. The BBC is to start charging its UK viewers aged over 75 the annual licence fee. The charge will come into effect from next month, although less well-off households that receive the pension credit will continue to receive their television licence for free.
No need to self-isolate on returning from holiday as restrictions are lifted for many of the most popular destinations.
As the requirement to self-isolate when you return from dozens of countries is lifted, lots of people will now be wanting to book their summer holiday. I'm here at Gatwick Airport to find out how different the travel experience will be.
Club cricket, outdoor shows, beauty treatments and tattoos are all back on in the coming days in England.
Good morning, and it's time to dig out that swimming cap and those goggles because swimming pools are reopening across England in just over 2 weeks' time. I've come to a local pool in Manchester, finding out exactly what regulations need to be in place before we all dive in.
And a lot of them are kicking in today. So, face coverings are mandatory in shops in Scotland from today, and those who don't comply could be fined £60.
So that's one of a number of changes to lockdown restrictions coming into force this morning. Our Scotland correspondent Lorna Gordon has more.
She is wearing one, they are wearing them too. And from today, most people, with the exception of young children and those with certain medical conditions, will have to wear a face covering while shopping in Scotland, or they'll be breaking the law.
MPs have warned that there's a serious risk that parts of England will run out of water within the next 20 years unless urgent action is taken. The Public Accounts Committee is calling on the government to establish a league table ranking how water companies are performing. It said 3 billion litres of water are still being lost every day through leaky pipes.
Now, if you've been working from home for the past few months, you might be keen to get a change of scene. How would you fancy working remotely from Barbados? New proposals are being considered by a Caribbean island, which would introduce a 12-month welcome stamp, allowing people to work there for 1 year at a time. It's hoped that it would ease the coronavirus blow to the tourist trade.
What could we do there?
If you've got to work from home somewhere, could be worse, couldn't it? Could be worse.
I think you could put a sofa there.
Oh, I see what you mean.
On the beach.
I see what you
mean.
mean.
Can you imagine it?
Yeah, I'm not sure that's working remotely, but yeah.
Well, I'll pitch it. Let's take a look at the papers. You'd better shape up. Now I've got an earworm in my head. It's the headline on the front of the Metro, reporting on the reopening of gyms, swimming pools, leisure centres. Paper says the country can get back in shape at last.
Let's have a look at the Financial Times. Chancellor Rishi Sunak is under fire over the job cuts. That's according to the paper. It reports that an influential think tank criticises his £30 billion package to avert job losses as poorly targeted.
They've sunk our cruises, says the Daily Mail. The paper says the Foreign Office has warned against all travel on cruise ships and calls it a huge blow to the travel industry.
And on the front page of the Times newspaper, carrying a picture of Johnny Depp on its front page, the actor is suing for libel over a Sun article that called him a wife-beater, allegations he denies.
Foreign travel to dozens of countries is possible from today without the need to self-isolate for 2 weeks.
The list of places includes holiday destinations like France and Italy. It means tourists from the UK will be able to visit them without having to isolate on their return. Scotland has a shorter list of exemptions than England, Wales and Northern Ireland. The Foreign Office said travel on cruise ships should be avoided.
The government has announced that leisure and beauty facilities can reopen in the latest easing of lockdown restrictions in England. From tomorrow, outdoor swimming pools will be able to open their doors and some sports, such as cricket, will return. Monday sees beauticians, tattooists, spas and tanning salons reopening. Customers will be able to return to gyms from the 25th of July.